Captain Morgan arrives and prepares to execute both Zoro and Kobe, which Luffy, who has found Zoro's swords, sees from the window. So Luffy quickly takes the swords and uses his rubber powers to protect them just in time. Since Luffy's body is made of rubber, the gun bullets cannot penetrate it and just bounce back. Everyone is amazed, and Luffy says that one day he will become the Pirate King. Then he gives Zoro's swords back and says if Zoro fights alongside him, he will become a government rebel. Deciding that becoming a pirate is better than dying in a place like this, Zoro no longer cares and becomes Luffy's first crew member. Captain Morgan knows that Luffy's powers are because of a devil fruit. Luffy is untying Zoro. When Luffy tries to untie them, the ropes get even more knotted, and since the Marines cannot shoot them, they step forward to attack with swords. But Zoro stops all the Marines just in time, and the Marines are terrified when they realize Zoro is free. Zoro says that although he will become a pirate with Luffy and oppose the government, he must achieve his dream of becoming the world's greatest swordsman. The Marines know that since they couldn't even beat the pirate hunter Zoro, defeating the devil fruit user Luffy is even more impossible, but Captain Morgan tells those who disobey his orders to cut their own throats. Luffy also begins attacking, and Captain Morgan calls himself Axehand Morgan and fights back, but Luffy dodges his attacks without taking any damage. Then, Helmeppo grabs Kobe and takes him hostage, but he just ends up getting punched by Luffy's rubber pistol. When the furious Morgan slashes at Luffy with his axe hand, Zoro steps in to block it, says ready anytime, Captain, and slashes Morgan down. As Captain Morgan falls, all the Marines throw down their weapons and celebrate joyfully, shouting that they are free. As for Zoro, having eaten nothing during his captivity, he collapses. While this was happening, the sneaky girl was searching for the Grand Line map inside a room at the Marine base. After searching for a long time and still not finding it, she realized that the pirate Captain Buggy had already taken the Grand Line map. Luffy, Zoro, and Kobe are eating at the little girl's restaurant. They thank her for treating them to food, but the little girl's mother says she is even more grateful because they saved the town. Zoro asks Luffy, who wants to be the Pirate King, if he has any other crew members. Luffy replies that it's just the two of them and points to his small pirate boat. Luffy's next destination is the Grand Line, but reaching it with only 2 people will not be easy. There are 2 great oceans in the world, and the vast continent that divides them is called the Red Line. In the middle of the Red Line, there is a city, and the Grand Line crosses it vertically, circling the entire world. It is there that the Pirate King, Gold Roger, left behind his treasure, the One Piece, which is why all pirates set sail for that place. No matter what, Luffy is determined to find the One Piece, and Zoro will follow his captain all the way. Kobe will not be joining them. Instead, he will begin working toward his dream of becoming a Marine. Soon, the Marines arrive and express their gratitude to them. Despite their gratitude, because they are pirates, the Marines must ask Luffy to leave the town for the sake of their honor. The townspeople are saddened, but Luffy and Zoro accept the request with a smile. When the Marines question Kobe, Luffy is about to mention that Kobe worked under Alvida for 2 years, so Kobe punches him to stop him from ruining his chance to join the Marines. Luffy punches him back, and a scuffle breaks out between them. Seeing them fight, the Marines become convinced that they cannot be part of the same crew and believe that Kobe is not a pirate. In reality, Luffy intentionally provoked Kobe to make this happen. Taking the opportunity, Kobe says he wants to join the Marines and vows to become a high-ranking Marine officer one day. And so, while Luffy and Zoro prepare to leave the town, Kobe follows them to express his gratitude. When these 2 friends meet again, they will be a pirate and a Marine, 2 sides of the same coin but living very different lives. As Zoro and Luffy set sail, Zoro asks Luffy why he wants to become the Pirate King. Luffy explains that it's because of a promise he made to someone, and that one day he will find an amazing crew. He vows to find the world's greatest treasures and become the ultimate Pirate King. He says his Straw Hat knows all about these dreams, and they continue their journey toward the Grand Line. That was One Piece Episode 1. To make sure you don't miss Episode 2, please drop a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching until the end. I'm Weirdo.